Today's Q Plus broadcast is proudly presented by Super Cheap Auto. Everything auto and much, much more. Father's Day catalogue out now.
With the home advantage on their side, North Ipswich Reserve was packed to the rafters for this highly anticipated 2008 Grand Final between the minor premiers Ipswich Jets and the Souths Logan Magpies. The Jets were coached by Ipswich favourite son Kevin Walters and featured plenty of stars, including Cup legends Donald Malone and Danny Coburn, alongside talented NRL halves Josh Lewis and Ian Lacey. Souths Logan were forced to take the long road to the big dance, knocking out the Northern Pride in extra time in the preliminary final a week earlier. They may have entered the match feeling battered and bruised, but fortunately had notable inclusions: Quinton Lalu-Tungagai, Brad Cross, Liam McDonald and Phil Dennis. It was an absolute nail-biter, right down to the final minute, as numbers 1 and 2 on the table battled it out. Who could have predicted how the then Queensland Wizard Cup would be decided?
So everything just about in readiness now. Souths Logan running from the southern end of the ground. And we're underway here. Queensland Cup 2008 begins. Josh Lewis hands it off. And immediately the hostilities begin.
Sweeney is a big shoulder charge. We saw plenty of those last night in the Broncos match against the Roosters, and Sweeney was not off his feet. He's fairly groggy too. He's normally the one dishing it out, and it was a big shoulder charge there by Daniel Joyce.
Second rows of lock, stand
that
up,
you cannot make any contact with the head anymore these days, whether it be reckless, careless or otherwise. But it would seem that no decision is going to be taken. Great start here for Souths Logan now. You wouldn't get a better start. Up there to Quinton Lalu-Tungagai. He just settles one out of the scrum and gets a reception of 5 players over the top. And Danny Coburn, that won't be the first tackle he does today. Daniel Joyce had a very good match last week as well against the Northern Pride when they won it in sudden death extra time with a try in extra time. Talapo back on the inside there to Kennard, breaks that first tackle, tries to spin out of a couple more, just out of 10 metres out from the try line. Gibson works the dummy half, will come to the left to Talapo. Talapo long ball, puts it out here to Grintel, but the defence moving up quickly. It's a feature of the Ipswich Jets. They have a very fast speed of line. Talapo goes to the line, pops the pass out to Kennard. He's in, running from outside in, beautiful angle, face-balled a couple of players just close to the ruck and found Kennard in a gap, but running that slight angle from outside in, caught the defence well and truly unawares, and Souths Logan have got first points on the board. There he is, faced one. Lascock it was, David. Sorry, not, it wasn't as I thought Kennard. Lascock has scored it, scoots in from outside, he ducked under as well some defenders. And Souths Logan, what a dream start. They came up with the big shoulder charge from the kickoff on hitman Aaron Sweeney, dislodged the ball, got the scrum, and at the back end of the play, Cy Lascock, one of the Canberra connection, has come up with first points. And the Jets, there's Aaron Sweeney puffing in a few. That's a shock start, Warren.
Well, they are shell-shocked to be behind the line this early. Mind you, Ipswich have conceded a few starts this season and tend to come back and run the opposition down, but it's a magnificent start for the Souths Logan Magpies. That crunching tackle to dislodge Aaron Sweeney's grasp on the ball, leading to this. Now moving in is Tim Kennard, and he's hooked it to the left. He misses, but it's 4-0 to Souths Logan.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
Fafita, he's already got 2! Put him down for 3!
There's so much happening on the field, make sure you witness all the action. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
Forget about favourites and underdogs. Souths Logan have come out prepared to put their body on the line here in this grand final, and if Ipswich want it, they're going to have to earn it. Beautiful ball there from Talipau. Lascock just goes underneath the outstretched arm there, and the ideal start for the underdogs. If there's any complacency in the Ipswich side, it should be gone from now. They've brought into this game, they have to pick their socks up and get straight back in.
Ipswich will be very... Oh, his kick's going very deep. It could be too deep. It is. Another mistake from Ipswich. They've kicked off over the dead ball line on the full. It's a penalty back at halfway to Souths Logan.
Overcooking it. This is what happens when the adrenaline is running the way it is. They've got a big local crowd here, the Jets. Booming kick. And there's not a lot of breeze here that would have carried that over the dead ball line. And Souths Logan have done well to find another 20 metres off their kick, with a great chance now, Warren, to go on the attack. And, well, it would shock the socks off Ipswich Jets were they to concede another one.
You're not wrong, as Talipau comes back to the left-hand side, finds Lewis Balcom there. Good defence this time from Ipswich, but gee, they open up right on their goal line. Before he goes Lascock again, galloping run. He's taken it even closer. In real peril here again, Ipswich. A strong run round from Daniel Joyce. Takes it towards the post. Third tackle gone. McKenna Gibson in a dummy half. Comes back to the left. He goes to Talipau. Goes himself. Talipau still going. Referee calls hold, and out they go on the right-hand side. Wide pass in the direction of Laulu Tongagai. Stepping and trying to get it back, but he can't.
Lingmadot, what a tackle.
Now from dummy half, it goes out on the right-hand side, and cross grubbers it in. It's in the in-goal area. It's dangerous.
Knock on, was it?
And still a scrap for the possession here, or is it for a bit of rough stuff?
Bit of a scuffle. This game has had everything. We haven't gone for 5 minutes yet, but it's had a bit of everything. What do you want out of a grand final? You want some big hits. There's the knock on, and then over the top, a little bit of pushing and shoving goes on. Kevin Walters pointing out, and
far from a dream start.
Well, it's a nightmare start really for the Jets, but there's a long way to go. They'll settle. They aren't the top side in the comp for nothing, and referee Justin Eastwood.
Well, it looked as
if
Ipswich were setting up for a dropout, but it's going to be a scrum.
So the knock-on was in the field of play. So it comes back to a scrum, and it should be loose-headed feed to Souths Logan.
Yes, it will be.
That's not foot. That's not full forward. Hold the ball.
Well, it's a good platform to attack from too.
Cross is at halfback for this scrum. Talipau standing out. Talipau's got the ball and is well tackled, well met and tackled backwards. 4-0 early to Souths Logan. They're on the attack again. Laulu Tongagai living up in the line at the moment. On the attack, close range, he's very dangerous. It goes to Balcom. Balcom is strong. He's stopped. Penalty to Souths Logan.
A high tackle here. And
against Sweeney.
It was Sweeney, and they were going to take a quick tap. But Gibson called back. You'd probably take the 2 points here against the favourites, but they're not going to. I pride them in having a go. There's Lascock. There's the high shot. Lascock settles that one. They're going to go for big points. If you're going to be an underdog, you may as well get as many points on as you can while you've got the upper hand. That goes up there to Timmy Cannard. A couple of metres out. The Jets have been under pressure from the first minute. Pass up there to Lewis Balcom. This will take a bit of gas out too on a very hot day. Gibson out of dummy half. Tries to steal a try. Did he lose it? Well, we're going to go to the video. He certainly got over the try line, and ultimately the ball ended up on the ground. But I thought he may have lost it on the way down. But we're a fair distance from the point. Let's see what video referee Tony Maxsood has to say. Looks like he's going to get it down from there, and did. That's a fair try, I'd say. He stole out of dummy half and had to lurch forward. He's got possession there. That's downward pressure. Not a problem. They've got back-to-back tries, the underdogs. And Souths Logan Magpies could well have... Well, they've got an 8-point lead. Gavin, they might now go to 10.
Well, what a game it is. I think, not too many would have given Souths Logan too much of an opportunity. They obviously believe it in themselves, and obviously that's come out and shown. The Ipswich boys haven't had the footy other than that half a tackle. Here's McKenna Gibson, just dives out, They just can't stop him there. Sweeney didn't probably get down quite low enough and goes straight over the top of him and gets that football down, boys.
And of course it was down too.
And it was, of course, on the back of the penalty for a high tackle by Aaron Sweeney. They'd held out for 3 or 4 tackles pretty well, Ipswich, but then they were caught on the back foot by Gibson once they took the tap. So they've been rewarded. Now Cannard, he hooks it again, but this time it's through. He converts the try. And what a start for the Magpies. What an incredible start with 2 tries. They lead 10-0.
At Super Cheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this Armour All clean-up kit for just $19.99. Or these Newlon 6-litre full synthetic engine oils for $39.99 each.
Ice break. Bring it on.
Wouldn't want to be as deep as the last one. It sailed over the dead ball line.
Well, is it going wide? Donald Malone. No, this is safe with the kick this time, and it's picked up there, and they'll bring it back. And
this is the first play inside Souths Logan's territory, just about, is it? First time they've been inside Souths Logan territory in 8.5 minutes, and Souths Logan even got the ball. So the Jets have not had possession. They've had much possession anyway, but they've had none in their opponent's territory.
As Joyce heels it back, and
in actual fact, how much possession has Ipswich had? I mean, they lost it on the first tackle of the game.
2 kickoffs, David. 2 kickoffs and 1 half ruck.
Yeah, so there we are. They've 9%, and that's probably flattering.
And the Magpies full of running. Here's Lascott with a good offload. And now playing it back was Gibson. It goes to Talapo. Talapo steers his kick out towards the sideline. It bounces over the line as Smith-Samar was a bit reluctant to come forward and take it on the full. Not too much damage done, but in fact, at least we know that Ipswich should win the scrum and get their hands on the football.
Yeah, they should, but gee whiz, Souths Logan, you need to play well to win a grand final, but you also need a little bit of bounce of the ball, and that there just stayed in the field of play. They would be semi-shell-shocked at the moment. Last times these 2 teams have met this year, 1 apiece it is. So this is the all-important one, the grand final for 2008.
And both teams won away from home. And the Magpies are leading 10-0.
Yeah, well, that could be an omen. Another omen. Warren went for a bike ride this morning and a Magpie bomb-dived me. Thank goodness I had my helmet on.
Of course, North Ipswich Reserve is not this year's home ground for the Ipswich Jets. It was in previous years, but this year at Briggs Road, as Michael Ryan gets a pass out to Coburn, and they're just settling it up towards halfway. And a steadier passage of play now for Ipswich. Ryan gives it to Lewis. Lewis has got a big kick on him, and this is deep. But Laulu Tongagai won't get to it on the full. It stops in the in goal, and now it trickles dead.
Yeah, just how strong is that breeze?
Yeah, look, it has got up a bit, David. It is definitely favouring the Ipswich Jets in this first half. It's interesting, though, boys, if you're going to be down 10-0 in the grand final, it's better to be in the 8th minute than the 80th.
That's true.
Very
They've
true.
Still got a chance to come back, and they will. The Jets, they are one good footy team, but they've just been caught on the hop. And they'll now need to work their way back in. Good sides do. They don't get flustered. As we saw by the Broncos last night in a very, very impressive performance.
As Cannard is knocked over by some good Ipswich defence, getting down low there was Marshall. Now it's Joyce, his second hit up in this set, takes it towards halfway. Gibson quickly onto it, gives it to Talapo. They're sticking to the game plan and doing it well, the Magpies. So that kick finds the fullback, and Sullivan brings it back quickly. And again, a set in possession for Ipswich, only their second. Smith-Samar dances out a dummy half. It's Ryan, gives it to Sweeney. He was hit hard in the very first play of the game and lost the ball. This time he's buried by 3 Magpies. And the dominant call showed that he'd been well and truly knocked back. Armel now takes a few more metres up towards halfway. Ryan decides to kick from dummy half, and he'll get it over Laulu Tongagai as well. Will this stand up? Laulu Tongagai's got it. They need to watch him on the kick returns. Marshall goes in with a good tackle, committed himself with the shoulder. Moylan has a dart.
The Jets just need to settle down and play a bit of footy. They just need to work their way back into this game. There's no panic stations at all. didn't get much of a chance to play footy for the first 7 minutes. We're down 10-0.
Of course, they haven't played much football in a month, of course, and match fitness might come into it later in the game, and maybe it's come into it earlier. They might be a little rusty. This time it's Cannard. Tries to hit the spin. He certainly hit. He's hit by 3 of the Jets and loses a metre or 2. Dominant tackle again, the call from the referee. Gibson up the blind side. No one there. Puts the kick through. And Samau gathers it in. Samau goes across field and he's knocked over.
As you say, well, no one there. Gibson went out of the dummy half. Had Moylan been scooting up alongside, there's probably a good 40 or 50 metre run there before the next defender, and certainly 40 metres, and could have been a chance for some backup as well. So they're not on the ball there in that occasion. Donald Malone's on the ball. Malone makes the first bust for him for the match. That won't be the last either. What a sensational season he has had. He and Scott Ireland had topped the try scoring for the Jets. Isaac Amau back up the middle. First time they've got some attack ball now, the Jets, and they can use it. Probably no better side in the comp to play attack footy. Lacey down a blind side, puts a little rubber kick in. Is it too far? Yes, it is. You've got to make sure you finish every set and keep the pressure on. This just releases the valve, Gav, doesn't it?
Well, it was just an early kick too. I think it was on tackle 4, play 5, I think it might have been. It does release the valve indeed, and the kicking game is very crucial. We saw Souths Logan not probably having the happiest kicking game last week. It was adequate. Today it started on the much better note, and I think they're on top in that regard as well.
If I recall, Gav, I think the Jets in their major semi kicked early on a few tackle counts as well. Similarly, just to knock it in behind. Maybe it's a tactic to try and just keep the... Oh, they've knocked it on. That's Lascott, the 1-0. I don't think it is. It might be Moyland, is it?
No.
No, it was Lascott, yep. Well, that could be fatal. Just that fumble as he tried to bring the ball up with him. And the Jets to get another chance. They normally take these. The grand finals today. Western Districts in the grand final have been victorious over Aspley 30-16. And East defeated Wynnum in extra time in the Fogs A grade. Now the Jets punishing defence, or up-ending tackle it was too. This time Brad Koss will be penalised. You can bet the Jets won't take 2 points here. There's the punishing defence, and tipped past the horizontal. The Jets have backed themselves here. This will be the first genuine test for the Souths Logan defence. Isaac Amau takes it within a couple of metres. Oh, closer than a couple of metres. Went within a metre. Sloan played the ball as he was trapped on his back. Long pass back there to Lacey. Turns back on the inside to Aaron Sweeney. Nowhere to go through there. Sweeney can pop a ball better than any front rower in the Queensland Cup, but he had no chance there. Josh White, last man up. This time they go to the line. Face ball there to Danny Coburn. Cut down. Good defence so far from Souths Logan. Up here to Lacey. Lacey to Lewis. Second man play out there to O'Sullivan, but well read by the defence. O'Sullivan breaks the tackle though. Keeps it alive. Knocked back there by Michael Ryan. He's had a foot injury during the week. It's interesting to see how free he is in his running.
Well, he's also supposed to have had a broken hand, David.
Well, that's a tough double. Punched himself in the foot. Sweeney takes it forward. But again, good defence, Souths Logan. And another penalty.
Aaron, I've got it. Aaron.
And Sweeney complaining about the high shot.
He has been number 16.
He dishes a bit out, Sweeney, but he certainly doesn't...
High shot.
They don't miss him either.
Well, they didn't take a shot at goal last time, and they're not going to this time. Lewis is going to kick back to find touch.
Just shows you that when you're 10 points to 0 down in your favourites, you want the big numbers. There's a replay of what happened in here. Sweeney back slammed. Didn't appreciate it. Interesting, they kick back. They want to come to their big play. So Lingwoodok takes it forward first. This time Lewis turns it back under there to Aaron Sweeney. Surges toward the line, but the defenders have a secure grasp on him. Now, is this their big play? They've had 2 basic settlers. Second man play up there to Lacey. Lacey out the back to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan goes to the corner. Oh, good defence again, the Logan boys. Souths Logan across in numbers, 4 of them. Covered the little set play and tipped them into touch.
Early in the tackle count as well. The Jets haven't been able to capitalise on a consecutive penalties going their way, going sideways towards the corner. O'Sullivan driven over the sideline.
Good sweeping, sliding defence there from Souths Logan. They employed that well last week, as I recall, against the Northern Pride. And that's a test. You're here to score some points, but you can't afford to concede them easily. And that's a big, big tick for Souths Logan.
If you've just joined us, you might be surprised to see Souths Logan leading 10-0 after only 17 minutes. 2 tries already to Lascock and Gibson. Now here's the Magpies. Talapo gets it out wider. He has to, in the end, take the tackle himself. Plays it back. Out now to Joyce. Joyce loves to work down the left-hand side. He's not all that tall, but he's very strong, a burly front rower. Gibson gets it to Balcom. Balcom hard and straight. 5th tackle. Gibson to Talapau. And he gets the kick down. It'll be easily taken by Samo. They didn't make a whole lot of ground in that set, though, with that kick hitting the breeze and stopping. Smith-Samo back to centre field.
Well, there's a man with a few happy thoughts at the moment. What a start. 10-0 Souths Logan. But Gav, as you said, long way to go, but their confidence will be up, Souths Logan, after this start.
Well, you saw that from that defence in that corner just a couple of tackles ago, David. Look, they're really come to play today, Souths Logan. They're ripping in their defence. They're coming forward. They're putting pressure on the ball players. I think Ipswich are not showing them enough respect in that they didn't take any of those kicks at goal. We'll see if that turns out to be the right decision.
That's out this time to O'Sullivan. Up there to Marshall. Hits the accelerator, but defence converges. Grintel and Talapo. O'Sullivan to Lewis, up there to Exton, nowhere to go in the middle. Still Ipswich working their way back into a 5th tackle play. Lewis again, they're going for the big play. Booming bomb this one, but no pressure there on Quinton Lalu-Tongagai. It's been a very good start by Souths Logan. They've hardly made an error, again as I recall, not that there's been many absolute direct errors in the match, but Souths Logan they've had almost the perfect start in the first quarter.
That was
a piece. That was both sides.
That was a very high bomb from Lewis, and I think his players, his teammates, were expecting it to be further across to the far side of the field. They were all set up to chase there, and in the end, no one came through on the fullback. Made it pretty easy for Laulu-Tongagai.
Kevin Walters has got all 4 of his reserves warming up at the moment, so whether that means, as they keep it alive through Gibson, whether that means he's going to ring some changes to try and get some spark back in. It'd be unusual to replace all 4. Down there to Smith-Samo, it's certainly not anywhere near panic stations yet. They'd still be very confident of winning this as O'Sullivan breaks 1-2, gets up again to try and run, just brought to ground. He's had a terrific season, has Troy O'Sullivan. Down a blindside to Lacey. Lacey asked the question, puts it up to Malone. Malone, a lot of attention to him last week, didn't get much space. And 3-on-1 makes it pretty hard to make a bust.
Yeah, Lodge had some help that time because Malone beat him about 5 minutes ago down the left side.
A good run by the kid, the 17-year-old Curtis Lingmadoc. Made a bit of a dent in the defensive line up to Lewis. Bit of a shuffle up to Exton. He comes on the slide angle, but Talapo does well to make the tackle. Lewis again will go to the line. Nice second man play, but beautifully read Grintel. Chad Grintel comes from outside in, reads the second man play and shuts him down straight away. Lewis under a bit of pressure. Little chip wants it to sit this time and force Laulu-Tongagai to play, and he does. Tongagai fumbles, but then saves the day by knocking it dead. And a goal line dropout, Gav, will allow them to put a bit of back-to-back pressure on.
Well, after those 2 early tries, it's really been all the football down this end of the field with the Ipswich Jets on the attack. Pretty big in goals, so that'll be a crucial part of today's game as well. We could see a number of goal line dropouts, and let's just see how Ipswich get on a roll here. They're just taking through their plays. There's no panic there at all. They're just rolling through their game plan, looking for that first try.
Souths Logan taking all the time they can to get some water in, hot conditions. Kevin Walters is right behind the goalposts at the end that Souths Logan are defending. There's the first drop out of the game. Good one too against the breeze.
But Ipswich are getting into their groove now. They've got a bit of ball. They're starting to play their game as Sweeney comes back at them, and they're 35 metres out. Well set here to attack once more. Ryan gets it to Armau. He goes straight up the middle. He was immediately tackled by Liam McDonald, who's out there. It goes from Exton to Coburn, driving forward. Inside the 20, centre field. Ryan keeps it going to the left. Longer ball to Lacey. Lacey sweeps onto it. Malone inside ball. Lingwadoc is through. Lingwadoc for the line. And Lingwadoc, I think, has got there.
I'm going to go to the video to be sure. They love this play. If you saw our highlight package before the game, you saw Lacey put it back on the inside to Lingwadoc. This kid's got some ability. He's bound for the Broncos. He was a scholarship holder. Let's have a close look. Has he got enough control there? It was being squirted out. Might be just enough. I don't think there's any gap. They talk about the gap between arm and ball. It's squirting out. And I reckon he's got enough control there.
Well,
it
was going out backwards, but I think he might get benefit of the doubt. The touch judge should have a say on this. I mean, this angle that we're looking at isn't the perfect angle. We need to see a side on from that side. But
the touchy did step into the in goal. Let's have a look. They're going to have Tony Maxud, another close look. Is there any separation?
My point, David, is that he hasn't knocked it forward. He's knocked it back and he has grounded it. So as far as I'm concerned, as much as he may have been losing the ball, I don't know that it's a knock on. And it's grounded.
Yeah, his momentum might class it as a going forward. He's tried to have a look at it in normal speed. Well, you'd have to say on that basis, normal speed, it's a try.
What do you think, Gavin? 50-50.
I'm sitting on the fence, boys. That's a toughie. It looks like a try. It looks like a try.
We've got a rule that says benefit of the doubt.
No, knock on.
All right.
Knock on. No control. I thought if it looked like a try, it was a try.
Looks like a try, smells like a try.
It's not a try.
Ipswich would dearly wish it was a try. They trail 10-0.
And the Souths Logan Magpies will be very relieved to hold their line intact again.
And they'd executed so well there. They've done exactly what they intended to do.
It shows they're a threat. They can breach the line. They just couldn't ground it over the try line as Souths Logan working out of their own territory. Important set of 6 this. Kyle Lodge. Sweeney complaining that a flying boot may have caught him under the chin, so he decides to put a bit of extra vigour into that tackle. An important set of 6 here as Graham Lavu plays that ball for the Souths Logan boys to get it down the other end of the park. They don't want to surrender possession. They're getting up over the halfway line now. That's a big plus for them. And therefore they should be able to put some further pressure on. Moylan to play it. Back there to Talapo. Hooks it back over his left shoulder. Sullivan's going to make a decision to take it on the full. He does. Confident enough then to take on the 2 defenders.
Well, he thought he'd taken it in the in-goal area, but the referee or touch judge said play on.
We are going to go back now. You're right, Warren. I'd say he's got a bit of...
Court in goal.
Court in goal. Let's be sure of this. There he is running. Oh, no, he's not.
Stepped from out.
Out of the field of play.
Well, the video ref has seen that. Whether he passes the message on to the referee, too late.
Yep, too late. Oh, Halo, what were the defence thinking? They let him run through that line. What was going on there? They couldn't have been called offside. They just mustn't have thought it was going to be on. Lacey pops the pass up to Malone, bumps one, comes back on the inside, keeps it alive as well. Up there to Scott Halo, who started all this. What an amazing bust from the 20-metre tap. Normally expecting it hammered. He came out the other side and the referee said, play on, keep going. Lewis, pass up there to Exton. So the Jets straight back on the attack after getting a very fortuitous decision on the ball take, the high ball. It should have been play on, not caught in the in goal. They took that advantage and then made better. Sweeney kicks live through Ryan, out to Lewis to Lacey. Good chance on the outside if they can put. Lacey runs behind Malone. No one was obstructed. Yes, they were. He basically gave himself up, Lacey. Had Malone in front of him. Tried to stay well back from him. Have a look at this. He goes in behind Malone. And, well, it's a broad interpretation of the rule to call that an obstruction.
Well, I thought Lacey did exactly the right thing. He gave himself up. He came back and gave himself up. I mean, I thought the interpretation was that would not be a penalty as long as he took no advantage of it. So I think that's a bit tough myself. But they did have a little bit of luck back up the other end as well, didn't they, with that 20 tap. Even more luck when Alo strolled through untouched straight through the line. But here's Talapo, who doesn't mind taking on the line.
No, silly play. He tried to offload that Talapo. Thought he could get a magic pass away, and he just dribbled out of his arms.
Well, Souths Logan are bringing Ipswich back into the game, aren't they?
Oh, they've come up with some good defence here. Here's Talapo's ill-advised pass. Sorry, Gav.
Yeah, no. The Jets are coming back into it, boys. Donald Malone's looked dangerous out on that left side.
Here he goes again.
Not bad, don't argue. Back there to Scott Island.
Yes, Gab, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's really the point I wanted to make. Souths Logan just starting to make a couple of errors as we see Sweeney coming off. Isaac Armour limped off just a little while ago and was replaced by Yellow, so maybe a couple of little injury problems there, or there might be just timed rotations.
You see that big effort there from Tim Cannard, racing up in defence, diving attempt, he missed, but they're trying to put the pressure on Ipswich. Lewis, another man they would do well to put pressure on. Tackled by Cannard. Ryan from dummy half, he goes straight through. Michael Ryan stumbles at the feet of Laulu Tongagai.
Should have had support too.
No shooter.
Lacey dummy half, chance on the right. Comes out, Lewis has put it down. Josh Lewis dropped it cold when he had men outside. He wanted to get it to them. He didn't catch it first.
Yeah, Josh Lewis had about 3 things in mind about what he could do to this to set the try up. He hadn't ensured he got the footy first, and it's an unforced error there. There's the completion rate. Souths Logan 10 out of 12. And Ipswich, they're feeling the pressure well and truly. Run out of dummy half there by Moylan. He's lost it, play on, so they're turning over some possession. Souths Logan allowing the Jets to go back on the attack. Matt McPhee gets it up to the 20-metre line. Good chance now for the Jets again to put their first points on the board. Exton stands initially, but then tipped into the turf. And the Jets are used to scoring if they get this close this often. Halo, second man play there to Lewis. Deep pass then out to Lacey, back on the inside, it's gone forward. Picked up this time by Quinton Laulu Tongagai. They like that inside ball. Nearly paid dividends for them for their video try. That was a no try. But then the pass back on the inside to O'Sullivan couldn't be handled.
But both teams have fallen into error repeatedly here. We saw the Talapo bad pass, Moylan lost ball, then from Ipswich, Lewis dropped ball, and then that last one, pass went astray.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on in grand finals, and even more when the scoreline looks like that, especially for the Ipswich Jets. This time Grant LeBou.
Yeah, think about that completion rate from Ipswich, only 7 out of 12, and they had 2 kicks rolled dead.
Yep.
So they haven't been on the top of their game at the finish of sets, and early on they simply didn't have any sets.
Talapo wasn't deciding whether to run on. No one ran up to him, but he was brought down. Was he tripped? No, play on. Certainly ended up with a intercept this time by Templeman. Matthew Templeman goes for the corner and scores it. Well, I was just going to say 10-0 is not panic stations. 14 is just tottering on that. Intercept try. And the Souths Logan boys have taken every chance that's come their way and some. Here's the amazing lead up to that, Warren. The grubber kick through there by Talapo. There's the pass by Lacey. And Templeman intercepts. You just start pushing passes when you're 10-0 down. You start playing different.
Well, Lacey was trying to hit the winger with the pass. He was aiming for Ireland. He was trying to go over the top of Malone.
He was looking for counter-attack, wasn't he? Off the grubber kick. He thought, we've got them in a little bit of disarray here.
Yep, and I didn't think it was a great kick from Talapo in any way. I mean, he should have been kicking deep there because his team's been under a lot of pressure. He put the grubber kick in. He'd handed over possession. But, of course, Lacey then a long pass in the direction of his outside men. Templeman swooped on it, raced into the corner. Well, what a lead this is now. What a tremendous lead. 14-0. Kick to come is a difficult one for Cannard. But Souths Logan, well, if you offer them 14-0 at the beginning of the game, you can bet they would have taken that.
Oh, yeah, well, if you're a betting man, you'd probably, they would have probably had 14 points start if they were setting an even market odds.
He's bringing
Pretty
it
good
around.
kick, this one. He's got it from the toughest position on the field for a right foot kicker.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
Nothing kick here from Talapo. I thought he should have punched it deep into the corner. Probably a little trip there it could have been. And there's the result with Templeman. He didn't get the football directly. He got it from an intercept. Lacey picked it up. Here's the kick. Look at this. Every point absolutely gold in grand finals. That's a magnificent kick, and a few of the South supporters go up and give a bit of a yip-yay.
And for what it's worth, Gavin, you've said Ipswich have got the wind in the first half as well, so they'll be doing it tougher in the second half coming into it.
Indeed they will. It's very fresh. The breeze probably freshening a little in the afternoon. Very hot day. One game in 4 weeks. I don't know if it's starting to tell.
Well, what a boil over this could be, but still early days, and even more so.
Francis has dropped it, and it'll be a pretty contented bench. And Phil Dennis not called in as yet, the first man on the bench there. Normally the skipper, and he's had a lot of trouble with, I think, a foot injury, Dennis, so or a knee injury. So he's done well to play. He played well last week when he came off the bench. Another chance for the Jets. Up there to O'Sullivan, but no way through. With the defence, Brad Cross, there's a bit of a warm-up. There's the strapping on the knee too to Phil Dennis. But he is one very good player, very creative, Dennis, and a tough rooster. So he'll give them an extra bit of spark when he gets out there to Souths Logan. Scott Alo, no passage through the line this time. A few chances back on that left-hand side, but they're going to come right anyway. A couple of dummy runners up there to Lewis. Lewis up to Lee Coggle, but he's hit immediately. Lee Coggle, no gaps. Talapo, the defender, I think it was, in Lavu. No, again, McPhee tries to punch at the line, but there's no punching through this defensive line at the moment. Souths Logan, rock solid. Paul Bramley acknowledging a great effort.
Two magnificent tackles here. Look at Liam McDonald hit from the side there and drive. And before that, Talapo came in and crunched, I think it was Marshall. Some brilliant goal line defence from Souths Logan. They might be coughing up the ball, but they are able to defend the mistakes. Mind you, they got right off the hook with that intercept.
Yeah, that was a bonus.
Let's beat it.
And there's a lot of work now for the Jets at 16-0 down. Was that, no, not against the feet. I thought for a moment it was going to be.
Well, what a luxury too for Souths Logan to bring Dennis into the game late. Here he comes now. Phil Dennis comes on, but they've been able to rest him for 30 minutes. Last week he played a very good game as dummy half, and that's immediately where he goes now, into dummy half. He gives it to McDonald. McDonald bounces off one, can't keep going. Ipswich, I said they've given away some starts this season, but I doubt it's ever been 16 and 1.
It'll take a bit of catching.
Not in the grand final, Warren, anyway.
Yeah, not in the grand final. It's not where you want to be.
If one side can do it, it will be Ipswich.
Dasher Francis is out there for the Magpies in 17.
I think West, when they played North in the Queensland Cup, led 16-0 and got hammered.
Talapo drops
about 40 to 16.
Not a knock on against Talapo, but he lost ground and an ordinary kick on the end of that mistake. So here comes Ireland. Can he put the Jets back on the attack? No, good tackle from Brad Cross.
There's Talapo. He good intent there, but it came off the side of the boot a bit, I think. Danny Coburn takes the settling ruck.
Danny Coburn in his 11th season with the Jets and has only played in one grand final, which he lost. And now he's trailing by 16 points. He has another go, but he's hit. He looked as if he thought he was hit high. Ryan calling for the touch.
Now he's walked on.
Very late decision from the touch judge.
Looked like Liam McDonald with another shoulder charge. The over-the-top shot might have been Graham Lavu. Yeah, clipped him on the jaw and then got one the other way as well on the way down. It's a punishing hit. And you get it from both sides.
14.
Lavu is the culprit who'll be called over.
And seriously, and Coburn doesn't look good.
Touchy just had a little word to
got our pie. Okay, it's going on report.
Telling Jason Bulgarelli what he needs.
Wait there, 10.
Motion 10. There of penalty, need to be more direct, if anything.
Wait.
Coburn, as tough as nails, Danny Coburn. 220 Queensland Cup games out of the Ipswich mining town. The miners of yesteryear would be proud of him.
Well, he's walked away okay, but you would think he'd be stung. Hopefully the stars are disappearing.
They'll disappear if they can come up with some points.
Coggill goes hard and straight. Can they capitalise? Alo gets a pass away, and it's a good one too. And going hard is McPhee, just short. Matt McPhee got within a whisker. Players lining up on the right-hand side, but he's held up to play the ball. Now it goes to Lewis. Lewis, kick. Ball kick. Was supposed to be in behind the line. He stabbed at it. Didn't get the momentum on the kick at all, but they've got it back.
Nothing going right for the Jets. They're flustered. You don't see this very often. They've lost their way.
Coggill straightens it up. 10 metres out.
Can they find it again? That's the question.
3 tackles to go. Ryan gives it to Alo. He's met and hit by Levu. They're on the attack, but they have not scored as yet. Ryan goes back deep to Lewis. Out to Lacey now. Lacey to Malone. Back on the inside. Misunderstanding with O'Sullivan. It's gone loose, and the Magpies have held on again.
Kevy looking concerned now, and after 34 minutes you would be. One of their favourite little plays. Malone coming under and then back again to O'Sullivan. Couldn't be held.
Well, they'd set up another pretty good-looking play.
Yep. Look at that. 7 out of 16. The Jets less than 50%. They're going to have to rectify that to compete in the second half and the remaining 5 minutes of the first in the grand final of the Queensland Cup. Grintel settles it down the left-hand side. The referee, Justin Eastwood, said you went early. Hear him call that, and when they got involved, the defenders, he had no option but to award the penalty. There they go early. Very good shot there from our ABC cameras.
And of course the Magpies have taken the crowd out of this game by scoring in the first minute of the game. So this crowd, 90% of them you'd bet would be barracking for Ipswich, but they've been pretty silent.
Sounds of silence. Let's see if they can keep them quiet for a bit longer. Phil Dennis. Straight up there to Talapo. Talapo out to Levu. So they come down this wide and blind side. Caps now taking 20 metres in. Up there to Moylan. Comes out of that dummy half position. Dennis runs in there as well. This is what he's good at. Dennis goes to the line, pops it up beautifully. Nice pass. Was that up to Daniel Joyce? Joyce it was, and he was held down. Well, do you go for another 2? Mark Tukey on the bench is pointing to the post. This will get him a 3-converted try lead.
I think they should take the 2 this time.
And they've backed themselves to date earlier and got their points. There's the delaying tactic by Danny Coburn. What would you done, Gav?
Yeah, I'd have taken the 2, absolutely, David. I think 18-0's a great result running into the breeze if Jimmy kicks this goal. And they're on top. They are making some mistakes. They are making some errors. Ipswich consequently are making just as many, though. And Ipswich just, I think you've said it before, boys, they're just off their game. The little plays aren't working. But it's not because they're off their game. They're being put off their game by this punishing South Logan defence that keeps coming forward and asking questions of the Ipswich attack.
Kevy will just be hoping he can get him in at half-time and change the mindset. Half-time will be critical for the Ipswich Jets.
Well, they've just conceded 2 penalties in a row. That's put them in this position. 18-0, beckoning for the Magpies here as Josh White lines up this kick. And he's pushed it to the upright. Will they get it back, though? No. Malone's managed to come forward and get it. And, well, that is a break for Ipswich right on half-time. And I tell you what, if Souths Logan had gone for the try and come up with it, well, it would have been nearly curtains for Ipswich.
Well, that's true. So they went for the 2 points, and now they still are exposed at within the 3 converted try range. That'll be a relief for the Jets. Here it is. Hits the upright, bounces back. Danny Coburn takes the line on. Great tackle.
It was Dennis.
Phil Dennis. He's like as tough as iron as well.
Well, South Logan are a very physical side. They're strong, they're physical, they're pounding them, the Jets here. They just can't get back to that rhythm. Coggill tries to fight out of a tackle. They're all over him. Marshall, dummy half.
Playing on a high, South Logan. Pressure again on Lewis.
Last tackle.
They're on a high, and Ipswich were hoping for half-time. Well, they've now got to get one more onslaught.
Well, that was a poor set, you've got to say that, from the Jets. They had no momentum. They didn't look like there was any organisation. They were all knocking
playing for half-time. And there's Kevy. He'd be very concerned now. They must hold out to stay in this match, the Jets. What a critical set of 6 and another penalty. Well, do you take 2? Well, they go and say take 2 again.
Danny Coburn, the captain, penalised again himself.
I'd try and take him out altogether myself. I'd go for the points and almost put it beyond doubt, but they're going to go for their 2 points. And unlucky not to get the last one when it hit the upright.
Well, probably, David, if they were going to go for the try, they should have done it last time rather than this one. We're inside the final minute now.
Yeah, seconds up there now.
But you're right, it would be a killer blow if they had scored. Heavy Walters comes down to his bench and he's talking to Jason Pugarelli. And he almost seems to be geeing Pugarelli up as if to say, mate, I want you to get in the ears of everyone at half-time along with me and talk them up. We've got to stay confident. White moves into it. He's got it inside the upright this time. And it is 18-0 to Souths Logan. Yes, 18-0.
Just remarkable. Oh, shot. What a tackle.
Souths Logan Magpies are dining out at the moment.
Well, don't they need half-time here, the Jets? That last set they played in possession was so poor, so unconvincing. They desperately need to regroup and get back into the style of game that has made them the dominant team of the competition in 2008. Half-time couldn't come quicker enough for the Ipswich Jets. It's the Souths Logan Magpies leading Ipswich 18-0 in the grand final.
At Super Cheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this 28-piece air compressor combo deal, 50% off. Or these tradie men's underwear for just $13.99 each.
We just can't afford new jerseys this year.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
At Super Cheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this Armour All clean-up kit for just $19.99. Or these Newlon 6-litre full synthetic engine oils for $39.99 each.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
The Queensland Cup Grand Final of 2008, it's Souths Logan leading 18 points to nil, leading the minor premiers, rousing applause from the Ipswich crowd for the team who are well behind as they came back out. So the crowd is still ready to roar. Should they be given something to cheer about? Ipswich, can they do it? It's going to be a huge comeback from down 18-0, but they do have the attacking weapons to do it. In 1998, at half-time, West led 16-0, and Norths, with Matt Geyer on board, came back and steamed over the top of them to win the grand final. So it's not an insurmountable target, but it's going to take a lot of work because Souths Logan played very well in that first half, and they are a very robust, determined outfit. Here's Joyce taking it up the middle. Dennis gets it away to McDonald. Up towards halfway they go. Dennis, very good mover in there at dummy half, and a kick over the top, and coming through is Grintel, but the ball bounces well for Marshall, and the Jets have got it back.
Good tactic to try that little chip and chase. It's a very attacking move, and that's what Souths Logan have to do. They don't want to just protect this lead. If they can keep attacking, they'll make it even more difficult.
Ipswich just short of halfway. Michael Ryan looks across to Danny Coburn, and now he gives it to him. Coburn copped a heavy knock in the first half, and he cops a very effective tackle there, puts him down quickly. Francis is on him. They'll keep it coming the same way. Lingwadok tries to break through the tackle of Joyce. There's a dislocated finger out there for Scott Alo.
That won't stop the big man.
Lacey puts the kick up high on the last tackle, but they got a little bit lost there. The ball bounces for Ireland. He's got to get rid of it. Can he kick it? Throws the pass inside.
Gone forward.
Lewis was on his way.
Bit of pushing and shoving between the number 2s as well, Ireland and Templeman.
Gavin, we were looking at that dislocated finger. Was there some breakdown in communication at the end of that set?
Yeah, I think there was a little bit, boys. I'll just take the opportunity. I've got Kevin Walters down here on the sideline with me. We don't want to see this, but Kevin, a slow start turned into a slow half of football for your boys.
Yeah, not ideal for us. What is it, 18-0 down at half-time? But, you know, I suppose that a bit of that to the couple of weeks off, but we'll see how the second half goes. We just got to try and get ourselves back in the game.
You mentioned the week off, the couple of weeks off, one game in the last month. Has that affected you, do you think?
No, I don't think so. Just a little bit, with our play. We just weren't holding the football. We're down to 40% ball control, which is, you can't beat anyone doing that.
Just pushing the plays a little bit, Kevin, sort of getting away from the game plan a little bit?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. But a few things didn't go our way either, so we got over the line once and lost the footy, so just important that we start well in the second half and
what exactly
get some points.
What exactly are you looking for, Kevin?
Well, I just want us to play the football we've been playing all year, It's just simple stuff. Rugby league's been a simple game for 100 years and we're not going to change it overnight. So we just keep it simple and work harder with our defence and get our attack with a little bit of good footy going, we'll be fine.
All the best, Kev. Thanks for joining us.
As Lewis has Ipswich right on the attack here. They're only a couple of metres out. They've got 2 penalties in a row after the Souths Logan coughed the ball up. Coburn tries to spin out of a tackle. He's very close, Danny Coburn. Just short. They've got 3 tackles to go. As good an opportunity as the Jets will have all day. Ryan, it was going to be obstruction. He pulls the pass back. He had Alo coming through at a rate of knots outside. Alo goes to dummy half, beats it out, kick ahead from Lewis, Chase is coming through, Souths Logan have got it in the end goal, Moylan can't escape, and Ipswich will get a drop out and they'll apply the pressure once more.
Yeah, Kevy was looking for a good start to the second half and he's got it so far.
Mark Tukey's with Gavin.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. Made a hard slog to the grand final, but you wouldn't know it by the performance today.
No, our boys come out prepared. We've had a tough month, and we're aware that Ipswich have only had one tough game in the month. So our boys have turned up today.
Controlling the ruck well, it appears to me. You're really controlling the tempo of the game out there.
Yeah, no, our boys are on with our D today. We're wrestling hard, and we've got to do a job on these big forwards that Ipswich have got.
A few errors late in that half started to creep in, but you defended those errors well, to your credit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we burned a bit of petrol at the end of that half, but we went in there, kept keeping them to nil, and the message for half time was, we just got to really tackle hard now and hang in there.
So what else? I mean, surely you're not going to put the cue in the ruck as far as the attack's concerned, but you're looking at your defence to win you the match?
Yeah, no, our kicking game was very poor in the first half, so that was the major issue for us at half time. We just got to really get to our kick and get it downfield and chase hard.
All the best, Mark.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Mark Tukey standing in for Magpies coach Paul Bramley. They're close here. Ipswich are in. The Jets have scored. Michael Ryan has scurried in for a very important try. They've had plenty of ball early in this second half, and Ipswich are over. A try they really needed, and they're back in the game.
Yeah, defenders overread it, and Michael Ryan will always take advantage. The guy was in doubt right up to the start of the match. Through the dummy, the defenders went away from him, and exactly the start they wanted. There's Michael Ryan, played quite a few games for the Broncos, throws a bit of a dummy and gets across. Michael Ryan, who played 20 games for the Bronx before injury really affected his top-level career, had a lot of bad luck with knee injuries, and that has got the Jets back in the match. And there was a bit of magic leading up to that. Curtis Lingwadock, if you saw, was on the ground. The ball was trapped between his ankles. He didn't know how to reach down and get it without knocking it on. To his credit, he did. He provided the opportunity for this, the converted try, and the Jets, that will make a huge difference to them psychologically. 18-6.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
The Souths Logan big mistake was to cough up the ball on their own 20. It gave Ipswich a chance, and then they were under pressure, gave more penalties away, and this is what they faced. And as Kevin Walters said, they had a try disallowed by the video ref in the first half to Linguadoc when he went over and the ball squeezed out the back. Then they gave away the try due to the intercept. So, you know, 18-0. It was certainly a great lead for Souths Logan. There's Paul Bramley. He'd be just a little bit more nervous now watching Ipswich start to get on a roll.
And they will. They'll just decide who can build on this as well. Ryan out of dummy half again, asking a few questions. They've got a man down as well, Souths Logan.
It's Francis.
Francis hobbling badly, but he tries to get back into position. Lewis off the side of the boot. Taken there by Moylan. Wants Lalu Tonga to go under, but decides to keep it himself and take the tackle. Wasn't the best of kicks by Josh Lewis. There's the young kid in Dashe Francis. He's struggling with some leg injury. This time, I like the way Joyce carts it up. He's got no fear.
It's just the set that Souths Logan needs so far, but they've got to keep it coming. They cannot afford to give Ipswich another chance straight after that previous try.
And Marshall slow to get to his feet, so the Jets are a bit short on that left-hand side. Talapo goes to the line, throws a bit of a dummy, didn't run in behind, so that was okay. Player did run into a defender, but the attack man didn't go in behind him. Little chip, this will be a good little pocket play, this. It'll put pressure on Ireland to get it out of there. He's got pace, Scott Ireland. Does well to stay on his feet as well. Comes back to almost the 20-metre line. Good quick play. The ball will allow the Jets to keep the momentum going. Donna Malone wants to be the man to take it forward. His opposite number in Kyle Lodge did well to knock him to ground. The referee had called held. This is pretty tough, this. When you get a biggish crowd, the noise is there, and in a split second the referee says held and says, look, I called it before. I mean, it's too much of a penalty for mine.
Well, the penalties are swinging around. There's Kevin Walters calling instructions to his trainer and runners. Penalties were 6-3 in favour of Souths Logan at half-time. They've swung back around now. 6-5 now.
Scott Aylo gets it up over the halfway line. The Jets just starting to warm now. Danny Coburn goes to the line. Another high shot. Cannard, was it? Yes. Jim Cannard coming across. Danny Coburn scratching the top of his head. And clipped. He got clipped in the first half as well.
Yeah, then you got to wash your head.
Target on there.
11, mate.
Dave, I just think Scott Allo's starting to put a few dents in him. You know, the other big forwards there coming into their own as well. I think they just need to start to follow him up a little bit. Allo's had his arm free a couple of occasions just in the last minute or two. And if they push up with them, they just create a bit more confusion with the defence and probably don't get gang tackled.
And it's a feature of their season, Gavin. They're back up. They're normally good in that department, so they're certainly capable.
Well,
let's see if they can go on with it now. Ryan out of dummy half, pops the pass straight up there to Lee Coggle, but he's put it on the deck. They keep it alive straight to Quinton Lalu Tonga. That was a bit chancy.
Bugarelli on and Linguadoc off.
There's the lost ball. You've got to have everything working for you now. They've had their half-time break, the Jets, which was meant to settle them, to compose them, and come back full throttle. The ball's been lost. So it cuts both ways. Bit of a complaint here from Josh White. He is livid. Obviously believing he had the ball stripped from him. Phil Dennis pulling some instructions. Now the Jets have got some very good scrum plays. There's a good crowd here at Ipswich Reserve today to watch the Jets, the favourites, trailing.
Both of the Ipswich starting front rowers are on the sideline at the moment, Armel and Sweeney, as they go wide, and it's Malone. Malone almost away from a couple of tacklers, but they come at him again. Just sliding with him. It's Ireland, Lacey, and straightening it up is Bugarelli.
See Kevy giving him some instructions before he went on about going straight up the field. That's what Bugarelli has done. Centre platform.
Lacey, Malone. Malone steps away, but getting close to the sideline. Drops it inside. It's a penalty to Ipswich. And a punch-up between the two centres. It's Malone and Lodge. 3-on-3.
Well, it's more than 3-on-3 now. Although, fortunately, common sense has prevailed here. Quite a few have run in, but they've had to keep the lid on things. Teammates trying to cool each other down.
Ipswich will be hoping that they, having just been awarded a penalty, don't concede one here.
Absolutely.
If it was Malone, I think it was, if he started throwing punches and is the instigator, this would be a huge turnaround.
Yeah, looks like the lecture went to Lodge. And now he's going to have touch judge reports. There was the ball back picked up by Ryan. Malone was the first one to give him a bit of a push. And Kyle Lodge didn't appreciate that, so he said, look, I'll give you a bit of this. Kennard's got a bit of claret on him as well. I don't think too many of those punches landed.
So we're going to go to the penalty for you started it? Penalty to Ipswich. Right, thank you. We're going to go Ipswich 3.
Ipswich 3 is Malone. He's the one who pushed first, and then the penalty is going to go to Ipswich.
There's a bit of melee between 3, your player, and 3 from their player. Yeah, no, okay, I've got control of it. You don't take control out of my hands, okay? We've got it, okay? Penalty, you've got the penalty. Go back and just calm your sides down. 3 Souths.
Bit of frustration there from Donald Malone, maybe.
3 Souths.
Not getting all his own way at the moment. Expect him to have a bigger influence on this game.
He's been run towards the sideline twice. Here's
a
Lodge.
bit of push and shove out here. No, nothing in it, okay? Do not take the control out of my hands.
Getting voice.
No, listen up. Do not take the control out of my hands, otherwise I can take further action, and I will, okay? We're going to go back, we're going to play footy.
Justin, what about...
No, thank you.
Well, Brad Cross standing up there as captain rather than Phil Dennis, who is on the field. But Lodge has been penalised as instigating the punch-up. I'm sure there's been a few punch-ups at North Ipswich Reserve over the years too.
Yes, this is like Festival Hall in the old days.
Now look at that. Lacey kicks back 10 metres, back out to the 20 for the second time in the game. That's a long way back.
And there'll be plenty of fire in this next passage too. The Souths Logan will know they have to put plenty of heat in the tackles. Lee Cobble is it that charges forward. Again, plenty of defenders in there to slow up to play the ball, bring him to deck, very slow play the ball. Michael Ryan up there to Lacey, turns it under to Danny Coburn, but the defence reads it well. 4 get to him. That's a good effort to shut down in that situation. Can they keep it up, Souths Logan? This time to the big man, Alo to Lewis. Pass out the back there to O'Sullivan. Put on the deck by Marshall. They're putting balls on the deck they wouldn't have done all year. And Lavu picks that one up to bring it back a couple of metres. Well, you must execute if you're going to recover from the position that the Jets are in. You've got to have a purple patch of about 40 minutes, and they haven't been able to put it together yet, the Jets.
Brendan Marshall put a few down in the major semi, but he doesn't want to bring that to this game. He must start catching him. He was moving nicely onto that ball, but down it went. Magpies coming up towards halfway. They've survived another threat from Ipswich. Dennis, short pass to McDonald, who's working hard out there. The front row off the bench. Slow play the ball. Talapo puts the kick into open spaces in between the winger and halfback, and it bounces a fair way downfield. Ireland's got it. Ireland's surrounded. Ireland doesn't want to get knocked backwards. Now all the Ipswich players are a long way offside here. They're all alone back there. Lacey.
And they're slow to get back to the Jets. They were called on to do a lot of work in the first half. It's a hot day. They've finally now got numbers back. Smith-Samow, good little run out of dummy half.
Lacey comes up the blind side, but it's too slow. It goes to Alo on the right instead.
Daniel Joyce, big outside-in tackle. He lined him up. He must have been about 6 or 7 metres outside the ruck. Joyce had just aimed in for the ruck play on Alo. Great forward defensive hit.
Now Lewis kicking on the last tackle. Kicks it straight to Laulu Tongagai. He's dangerous. Goes across field, straightens up, tackled. They got hold of him that time, but
Josh Lewis has lost his radar. Lewis, renowned as the best kicker in the Queensland Cup, has not put in a good kicking display today.
Well, I think on that occasion, David, he's probably got in mind to try and kick over the fullback's head, but he's into the wind. I don't think he's going to get it over him. Souths Logan again just complaining as Gridtell plays it back, complaining about a high shot. Joyce. Ryan's up on him quickly. 40 metres out. Souths Logan leading 18-6. Led 18-0 at half-time.
Lost it. Kennard in a very heavy tackle by Coburn and Alo, and Danny Coburn gets up as the captain, courageous, and motions to his players. There's Kennard. He's in trouble as well.
Dennis suggesting there was a swinging arm in the tackle, but
clipped by Alo, I think, on the way down. He had blood previously, Kennard.
He's been stung by the tackle.
Jason, Thank you, quite.
The Souths Logan player saying you came back to a penalty for them.
Psychological warfare on the referee.
Hold the ball on the points, Josh.
First grand final for
wait.
Justin
Eastwood.
Feed it.
Now can the Jets
Ball's out.
work their way back upfield? Lacey back on the inside to Malone. He's their go-to man, but knowing that, Souths Logan have given him no space. Looks a bit frustrated, the slowness he got to his feet there.
Another good hit from Joyce, this time on Coghill.
They're just not getting any sort of a roll on, are they? They're controlling the ruck play very well, Souths Logan.
Bulgarelli, chance to offload, does, out through the hands of Sweeney. Sweeney keeps live to Danny Coburn, fires up there out on the outside to Marshall. Nice one on the outside there to Smith-Samuel. Good sliding defence again. Lavu gets him on that far side. Marshall up there to Sweeney. This is a good settling play. That's better than a settler. Play on, lost ball, play on. Picked up by Marshall, wasn't knocked on, he dragged it back. Was it also touched by Souths Logan? The referee still kept it at 4 tackles. I thought it had been touched by Souths Logan. See what they can do with the last couple. Long pass on out here to Lacey. Lacey looks for Coghill. Coggill's initially taken, tries to spin out, keeps it alive, pops it up to O'Sullivan. Great tackle. Terrific tackle there by Brad Cross. If O'Sullivan could have kept going there, could have been trouble. They work down a blind side to Lacey. Little grubber kick. It's been played out. Play on, over the line, held up or down. I think he might have it down. I think he might have it down. This was played at, the kick by Lacey. I don't believe anyone was in front of the kicker. Yeah, there's the first question. Was anyone in front of the kicker? We've got half the grandstand now watching our monitors to see whether or not this was a try.
There's a lot of hands in the air as it bounces up high too.
Let's have a look at this. Oh, were they in front of the kicker? Number 3, I think he was.
Well, I don't know, David. From that angle, difficult to tell. It's line ball.
Just looking where the feet were. I'm going to go now and see whether he grounds it. And has he got control? It's debatable as well. But I'd go back to whether he was onside. You're not going to go back to that at the moment. A lot of attention there. And control and down, I'd say. So, if you don't get him for offside, I think he's grounded it. Always has his hand around the ball, so that's not a problem.
It's Donald Malone fighting to get it down.
Yep, but I would have thought it was worth another look for the offside. I thought his feet were in front of the kicker, Lacey. Tony Maxud's going to really make sure of this. There's no doubt that Malone's got control of that and then finally gets it down. And if that's a try to the Jets, they had a video try disallowed in the first half. A semi-similar situation. Here's another look. This is the one where it seems that the ball might be free. You can't tell for that. So for mine, it's a try on the grounding.
Well, again, his benefit of the doubt in play here, but it didn't matter in the first half.
I think this is a try, but I still would have gone back to the offside. You're going to award the try. And here come the Jets.
It's a huge call. Big decision by the video ref. Donald Malone has scored after Lacey put the kick in and it ricocheted. And the Jets, if they can convert this, are back within 6 points.
There's the rebound, and certainly by the time it came down, Malone was well and truly in a receiving position. But I'd like to see that high shot again. Won't matter now, it's history. That Malone has been awarded the try. He scored 22 this season to set a try-scoring record for the Jets, along with Scott Ireland.
There was
a very important kick, Warren.
Absolutely. There was a very good run from Coghill in the lead up to that try. Now, Josh Lewis. He really needs to kick this. It's a difficult one. A little bit of wind from left to right across it. The flags are hanging still. He's
sliced it back the other way.
He sliced it.
That's incredible. You can't do that.
One touch judge
from right to left.
One touch judge looked at the other.
Yeah, he wasn't sure
before they put the flags up, but it's been ruled a goal.
At Super Cheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this 28-piece air compressor combo deal, 50% off, or these tradie men's underwear for just $13.99 each.
ice break. Bring it on!
Here's the try first. The touchy was right there. He would have called him offside, I think, mate, to allay your concerns. Donna Malone goes into a basketball mode, gets up above the pack to get the football in his hands. I don't think the ref was going to give him 6 to go there at all. I think it was going to be try or no try changeover. And then here's the kickoff down deep.
Oh, if you get a chance to have another look at that conversion, because it may yet be a crucial one. It was the strangest looking kick, but it's over. And here's Coghill for Ipswich as they attack from their own hill. Lee Coghill upfield, pushes another one off. What a great run from Lee Coghill.
Had a chance to give it to the speed men, but decided to take the few extra metres.
Ireland runs from dummy half now, and they've escaped to halfway easily. Well, this is crucial for Souths Logan. They have to hit back and hit back hard in defence. Bugarelli's been good since coming on. He's been an extra forward out there, making short, sharp bursts over the advantage line. Now it's Armau. The big guns are back out there, Sweeney and Armau. And Ipswich find themselves inside Souths Logan half again. A good pass to Sweeney. Sweeney going through. Sweeney still going. Sweeney has scored. Ipswich scored 2 quick tries. An incredible try. Sweeney racing onto a pass from Ian Lacey has gone all the way. No one would have backed the big fella to run 30 or 40 metres to score a try in a grand final, but he's done it, and Ipswich are back within 2. Kick to come.
Talk about the big fella. Glenn Lazarus was there on camera. The big ex-front row international. He could have done better. This beautiful work, Lacey. Up there to Sweeney. What a sidestep. Graham Langlands would have been happy with that one. He was just going to put it right on the fullback. Look at Lacey. To the line. Pops it up to the big man. Oh, that's a good sidestep. Well done, Aaron Sweeney. Warren had just said they're back on the park, the big guns. Well, the big guns are back firing. And guess what? Not backfiring as in misfiring. They're back firing. And Aaron Sweeney trying to create the crowd into a bit more of a noise. And that could make a huge advantage too. Souths Logan would say, wow, what's happened to our 18-0 lead? Especially 2 tries back-to-back within minutes.
Well, that set went from one end of the field to the other. Great return of the kick from Lee Coghill. They were on the attack, and it's been finished by Sweeney. Lewis, can he level the scores? Right in front of the posts. Josh Lewis kicks this one. Makes the last conversion look very, very handy as well. It's 18 points all in the grand final. 20 minutes to go.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
Just remarkable. Oh, shot. What a tackle.
Well, this is where we started the game, but all of a sudden the momentum is with Ipswich, whereas for most of the day, it's been Souths Logan dominating. So Souths Logan have to dig deep and start this set much better than they started the last one. This kick bounces awkwardly for Ireland. Bounced awkwardly for Lacey. It went right over his head.
I don't know why they let it bounce. You're normally trying to attack that and make sure that you can have a positive attempt at it. Could have gone anywhere.
Well, this is the contrast. The last set saw Coghill racing up to the 30 instead. They use a couple of tackles up to batter their way to the 30 through Sweeney this time. Try scorer, gets to his feet.
And Lazo, a bit better now. That hole in the stomach would have been filled slightly, but there's the job still to be done. Anybody's game, 18-all, grand final.
It goes to Lewis.
40-20.
And it's
not the angle.
Not out to the sideline, and it's taken there by Templeman. Templeman, the tall winger, who scored the intercept try, but he's barrels.
Inspirational. Lacey, the first man there, the pocket dynamo.
Coburn and Bugarelli joined in.
He was let go by the Broncos season and a bit ago, and would like nothing more than another chance in the NRL. And play, Ian Lacey.
Dennis, one of the most experienced players out there for the Magpies, and they go forward with Cross. Now it's Lascock, but it's heavy weather. There's more starch in the Jets' defence now than there was early in the game. Joyce, he won't take a backward step. Good run. And this has been a solid set from the Magpies, clearing their own half. It's the 5th tackle now. Goes to Talapo. Needs a good kick. And Talapo It is a good kick into the corner, taken there by O'Sullivan. And the Magpies are there in numbers and finish him off. So the arm wrestle begins inside the last 20.
And that's what it'll be like too. Run out of dummy half by Ireland, another good one. Markers will have to start working better for Souths Logan. We've got to jump out of there. Smith-Samow again away from the markers. So very steady play here from the Ipswich Jets. Up there, it's time to Sweeney, throws the dummy, goes himself. So they've got it up and he kept it alive. Popped it out the back there to Smith-Samow. A little bit of room for Samow. Rushes at one, but does get it up over the halfway line on 4 tackles. So they've got another chance here to use a bit of attack. Pass out here to Exton. Can't get through. Now will they go the pocket play or the high ball from Lewis? Little pocket play. He wants this to sit. And miracle it will. Great kick from Lalu Tongiwai. This will test his skill. Terrific effort.
2 miracles.
Oh, yeah. He picked that up a half a metre from the dead ball line.
Yeah, Gavin mentioned that deep in goal in the first half, and it was very handy there for Josh Lewis.
And that's his best kick of the day by Lewis. Punishing defence. Ipswich look like a reinvigorated side, and Souths Logan coach Paul Bramley will know it. His side are going to have to go up the gear.
Well, if you got out of jail, David, you'd be running free as well, and that's how Ipswich feel at the moment. They have lifted and they are trying to ram it home.
But the jail keepers, Warren, have got to get back. They've got to herd their escapees. This will help.
It certainly does. They've been pounded inside their own 20. Now Kennard looks for touch. Will he find it, though? Oh,
yes, huge kick.
In fact, he's gained 45 metres. What a great kick from Kennard.
Was that penalty for offside, was it?
Yes, it was.
A bit discretionary, that. We've seen a couple today, so long as we're consistent.
Kennard realised Ipswich were just turning their backs and going back, so he backed himself to get distance, and he has come up with a great ground gainer there. Chance for the Magpies to get back on top. Lascock pokes his head through. 30 metres out. Centre field, Talapo. Inside ball. Good ball too. Balcom knocked over. It's Dennis now. To Lascock again. And only 15 out. It's Joyce. Straightening it up as Cross. Dangerous. Good run, Brad Cross. 5 metres out. 5th tackle. Laulu Tongagai still going. Laulu Tongagai flicks it out. Chance on the wing for Templeman. Can't get it down. Knocked over the sideline as he lost it inside.
Touchy hasn't got his flag up. So we're going to go to the video to see who actually went into touch. There's no try here, is there?
Well, if it was play on, maybe. Let's have another look. Dropped inside. Who's got their hands on the football? Ipswich had got the ball.
It can't be a try. Now, was Templeman into touch? Probably not. He lost it forward,
Forward pass. Forward.
He lost it forward.
Yep.
So it should be lost forward in the field of play. Albeit it does end up in the in-goal area. So it'll be a to the advantage of Ipswich in the field of play. So it'll be a scrum, a changeover for the last tackle play. Is that Templeman still down? He was in a very awkward position as he gallantly tried to keep the ball in the field of play. And must have crashed heavily. Paul Bramley issuing instructions. Now the Jets to try and get out of their danger zone. Well, we went to extra time with the Northern Pride and Souths Logan last week. Golden Point extra time. We're locked up at 18 all. There's still a long way to go in normal time up to the 80th minute. 15 minutes to go. What a football left in this. Aaron Sweeney, straight through Sweeney, the big fellow, has got a bit of pace as well. Stretching out there like a greyhound at the time. Good quick play, the ball will do some damage. Pass up this time to Lacey, looking for the opportunity. Defence gets to him. That's a terrific tackle, Kennard. That is one fine tackle with Talapo over the top. Lacey was trying to work out what to do, and Kennard decided for him. Lewis decides to put the kick high on the 5th tackle. Everyone's onside, under it. No one went for it. Chance here. Oh, Lingwood couldn't get a hold of it. The ball was bouncing awkwardly, and Lingwood tried to just grab it without his eye on the ball. And now it'll be Souths Logan to try and work it out of their territory. Lingwood is the man who put it into touch, so this will be another changeover. So your turn, Souths Logan.
And after a disappointing first half, what an inspired second half Aaron Sweeney's having.
Sweeney, what a couple of great busts from the big front rower. One led to a try. That one nearly did.
Who's got the
There's
energy?
another tackle by Sweeney.
Yeah, look, I think that that might have taken a bit out, that first tackle on Sweeney. Look, Souths Logan make a little half break here. Ipswich is certainly coming home the stronger, but Souths Logan haven't had too many opportunities. They got this breeze. I think they've got to try and bang it down there and cough an error up out of the Ipswich Jets.
Gibson plays it back. Dennis has a go himself. Pops a pass to no one. He's coughed it up to Ireland. Thrown it away. Ireland's lost it as well, but Coburn's dived on it just in time. Comedy of errors, but a costly one for Souths Logan.
Well, I don't mind counter-attacking Ipswich. It's the second time when they've got a ball that I can remember they tried to go straight back onto a counter-attack. Last time it cost them an intercept. This time they held on to it. Now, the Jets with a chance to get some attack ball. They're not bringing it out from their own line this time on second tackle. Good work from Isaac Amal. Played a few games for the Bronx this year. Up-and-coming young front rower. Jason Bulgarelli, not up-and-coming, but a tough rooster. Pass up there to Exton. Good defence to stop him in his tracks. Lacey, the dummy half. What's he going to work out from there? Simple pass up to Isaac Amal. Struggles his way forward. Michael Ryan off, is he? Because Lacey seems to be working that dummy half position.
Been off for about 5 or so minutes, Dave.
Yeah, he did well to start this game. There we go, field goal, and misses. Well, Josh Lewis has not been on his day with his kicking. Went the early field goal and squirted it left. Kyle Lodge down injured.
Yeah, just as we hit the 68th minute of the game, so 12 to go, and Lewis, aware of that, decided to snap.
Nice pop ball. Was that Bolton who received it? Yes, it was. Both teams now making sure they run out of dummy. Well, that looked high by Sweeney, but no offence. Well, on the second, they try and work it forward. Nice work. Joyce to brush one. Again, player in front that pulled offside and then got involved. Here's Souths Logan's chance. There's Joyce busting another tackle. He's had a strong game, Daniel Joyce.
I think the problem there, Sweeney was never onside. As much as Linguadoc was the first one to miss the tackle, the referee was waiting and then penalised. So this is a big penalty. Souths Logan will take the tack. 30 metres out.
Advantage Magpies. And they take advantage.
McKenna Gibson takes the tap. He gives it to Lascott. Has worked hard all day. Gibson to Talapo. Hands it off, cutting back on the inside. 2 men there to meet them. Balcom plays it. Lascott again. Tries to beat his way through the tackle. They're only 15 metres out. Will South think about a field goal, or are they after the try? Talapo back inside. No, doesn't give it to Laulu Tongagai. Looming through the middle. Has to be watched by the Ipswich defence. Only 10 metres out. Dennis comes out wide. Cross. Dummies. Inside ball.
Good defence.
Near thing.
Last tackle.
To Dennis. Stab kicks into the in goal. Pressure coming through. Lewis is there. It's gone dead.
Thought for a moment it was going to sit, as we've said, big in-goal areas. Dennis wanted this one just to bob one more time, but it went over the dead ball line. Now the Jets can work it out. They've held their line intact for that onslaught. Now they want to get it up the other end. Lacey calling the shots from dummy half. Nice work, Linguadoc from a standing start. Gets it to the 40.
Hasn't he played well for a 17-year-old?
Terrific effort. He's got a future, this kid. He'll be with the Bronx next year. Scott Island, a lot of dummy half running, a lot of tight play to work it up the other end of the park. The last thing you want is to present an opportunity to your opponents with 10 minutes to go in the grand final. And it's locked at 18. Or Lacey again to the line. Nice ball it was. Up there to Marshall. Good quick play the ball. He tries to milk the penalty, but there's no way you're going to get one there. Pass up this time to Lewis. Puts a little kick in. Can he get it to sit this time? No. Ooh, just over the dead ball line. So both sides have put kicks over the dead ball line for their last sets of 6 as the pressure builds.
G. Marshall looked dangerous there as he came onto the pass a moment ago. He got tremendous acceleration, just cut down in time. Souths Logan bring it away from their own 20 again. It's Joyce. Well, this is a titanic struggle now as we hit the last 10 minutes. 18 all in the grand final of 2008. minor premiers versus the team that finished second in Souths Logan.
Kevy and Big Lazo. Kevy saying, just go at him, go at him.
Who's going to crack?
Jets.
Gibson. He's back in the dummy half role. Dennis goes in there now.
Only one interchange left for each side. Up to the 80th minute.
Exactly. Dennis plays it back. Talapo. He decides to kick for the corner. Ireland goes back to his line again. Here comes Talapo.
Hurry.
And Ireland back into the field to play okay.
Good chase.
But now it's Ipswich walking slowly back to get behind the ball.
The arm wrestle continued. You can just see the arm come forward one way and be held down and then being swayed back the other way.
That was a good kick from Talapo.
Very good kick. He's played well, Talapo, for the Souths Logan Magpies.
Lacey dummy half. Has a run himself. Away goes Ian Lacey. Great run.
Oh, they're tired. Everyone's tired out there.
Well, it's unseasonably hot today.
You go to sleep, you could cost your team the match.
Lingwood chopped down by Lashcock. Near halfway, fifth tackle. And it's Lewis. He runs the line, chips for himself. Wasn't wise. Will he regather? No, they won't get it back.
Well, you roll the dice, you go for broke.
Well, they are going to gain some ground, though. No, it'll be a knock-on.
They'll come back to the knock-on. Big decision here from Lewis to go the attacking kick at this stage. Just couldn't be handled by Marshall. You put all your eggs in one basket here.
Fifth and last change it over.
Marshall in trouble as he got in an awkward position trying to retrieve that ball. That's a bold play, Gav.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Kevy would be doing. I mean, he probably would have put it on himself. I think he did chip in the 79th minute of a State of Origin game for a winning try for Queensland, so he's probably not going to be too hard on his little playmaker. And, you know, you've got to take some opportunities, you've got to take some chances. I'm just not sure whether that was the right opportunity. I think they just need to plug it down. I think Souths look a little more tired than Ipswich at the moment. This break will be doing both sides of the world a good for a charge for the last, what have we got, 7 minutes, boys?
Yeah, and Souths Logan with possession. They could get in range for a field goal. They've got the breeze at their back. You could see them scooting out of dummy half, quick play the balls up the middle, up that channel, trying to get up around the 30-metre mark at least and have a pot shot.
Dave, I think there's another try in this one. I think both sides are about on their feet. I think there'll be a try at some stage.
Very tired, the boys. See what they can do here as they work it up.
Neither team has kicked a field goal this season.
Might be
good day to do it.
It would be a good day to do it. It would be a very good day to do it. Souths Logan, there's Joyce again up the middle, up almost to the halfway line. So they're there in two tackles. They keep working their way upfield, not taking too many chances. Grintel goes to ground. And Paul Bramley, a bit fidgety there, and why wouldn't you be at this stage? They're up over the 40-metre line now, and Dennis thought about offloading. Fifth tackle, will have a shot from here. Back there to Talapo. He decides to hoist it. High kick, it's a good one as well. O'Sullivan under pressure, under his sticks, right beside the post. Does well. Good work, Troy O'Sullivan. This guy is rock solid at the back.
Well, how difficult was that? Backing onto his post. High kick. That was terrorising him, and he stood his ground.
Great take, great take.
Especially at 6.5 minutes to go up to the end of a grand final. Lingwood with another good run, the kid. Almost up to the 30-metre line. So the arm wrestle swings back again. Lacey bumps out of the dummy half. Fires the pass up there to Jason Bulgarelli. He'll do that all day and might come out the other side. Hasn't got all day to do it, though. Josh Lewis will kick early. This is interesting. He's outside the 40. And he's just... No, he's put it out on the full. He has put it out on the full. He was not inside his 40. And Josh Lewis, who's normally radar-like with the boot, has let this float out on the line. Is out on the full.
Hit the line. Remember, against the Tigers, was 2 seasons back, he kicked a 40-20 to virtually win a semi-final, but this one's missed by a fraction, and now his team's in peril, because here comes Souths Logan from this scrum.
Oh, yeah, the bells are ringing here.
It wasn't the last tackle, it was kicked on the 4th, so we will have a scrum feed.
Souths Logan could get some points out of this.
The Talapo gives it away, and there's no way through on the first one. Lodge plays it. Oh, is it knocked on? It was knocked on! Knocked on by Brad Cross, I think it was.
Oh, that can hurt. That can hurt you. Only 5 minutes to go up to
Well, did the ball actually ever leave his hands?
I think he did knock it on, Warren. The call was right. Brad Cross, well, he'd be very disappointed. Now the Jets with their chance.
Josh Lewis is happy.
Oh, well, is he ever? Relieved man he'd be. Now can the Jets capitalise? 5 minutes in the grand final. Trevor Exton runs out of dummy half, gets it to the halfway line on one. Count these down. Up this time to Bulgarelli. Pops the pass out to McPhee, I think. To the 40 in 2. This is distance and care. Oh, not that sort of care. He's knocked that one on as well. Exton's knocked it on. How about the pressure, Gav?
Yeah, look, there's plenty of pressure on. There's pressure on down the sideline here. The fans are into the game. It's a great grand final we've got for the culmination of this season. And anybody's game, which is an obvious statement, boys. I don't know who's going. Let's look for Malone maybe, or Lalu Tonga maybe to be the game breakers. I'm not sure.
Those guys can certainly score out of nothing.
Well, it wouldn't be a shock if a player like that did score a try rather than this game being decided by a field goal, would it? They've been so brilliant. They've both scored 20 tries in the season.
I'll stick with my field goal prediction at the back end of this 6.
Here's
That's what they'll think they'll have a go for.
Talapau to Moylan, no way through.
Ooh, danger.
Lalu Tonga has got the ball in his hands. He's still got the ball in his hands. He's still going inside.
He's in the touch as well.
They've given it away though. Second tackle.
Yeah, that is just not real smart. The chance was there. He was beckoned by the opportunity, but good cover. Good cover there to cut him down. Was that Lacey who put that last tackle on?
Looking at that replay, I'm not sure he was into touch, but it doesn't matter. The ball was intercepted anyway.
Well, the Jets, how many 1 or 2 tackle chances can you have? The time still ticks away. 3.5 minutes. This time, Bulgarelli. No way through.
The mistake rate has increased in the last 2 minutes.
Well, they must just be so much full of nerves. They realise just how critical it is. Danny Coburn buffeted. You can't give away an easy metre here because the closer they get, the more the danger rises. Sweeney popped the pass up there to McPhee. Third tackle. Lingwadok's going to try and pick up 10. Goes hard at them. Can't get, well, he does get 10. Well done, young fella, Curtis Lingwadok. Gee, I've been impressed with him.
Lewis is in behind.
They're going to dunk it this early. Yes, he will. Lewis charge down. Play on, that'll be 6 to go. Picked up by Malone. It was knocked back. This guy can do something out of nothing. Oh, I didn't think that was the last tackle play, and Lewis took it from a long way out. There's Lewis saying, get in there, we want to go in here. He wants to set it up for his right position. Ireland, right foot kicker, should have the play the ball on the left-hand side of the field. You go to the right-hand side, it'll be his wrong side. This time Sweeney grinds it forward, does better than grind. Goes forward extremely well. Lacey, they'll go, Lewis will go, field goal, under the bar. Under the bar.
Gee, I thought the chance was there to run that ball.
Was too.
They looked a bit weak on the far side, the Magpies. The kick was a bad one. They've survived. They get the 20 tap, and away they go with Talapau. They've got to get it to the other end of the field. They've got just over 2 minutes. It's 18 all in the grand final.
The favourite's got to be extra time, hasn't it? Now.
Well, I reckon they might get one shot in here, David. Can they get within 40 metres? Talapau might have a shot. Dennis might have a shot. Who knows who else? Maybe one of the Canberra connection. They've got something special in their boot. Moylan.
It's a good little bust.
Over halfway. He's still going. He's a jackrabbit. 4 tackles gone. They've got to get closer. Got to get closer. Joyce, can he break the 40? He can.
A big kick, this one.
Will they have a shot at it?
They're not setting for it, I think.
Oh, yes, they are. Brad Cross.
Charge down. Play on.
Off Bulgarelli.
6 to go, though. That could win it for them.
Moylan still on halfway.
Bulgarelli, that's the injustice of the charge down. 6 to go now, so they get another shot at it with a minute up to half-time. They may only be the only ones who get a shot.
A minute 20 left in the grand final in regular time. They're on the 40. Souths Logan may be the last chance. The ones with the last chance for the field goal.
They'll get within range this time. They'll desperately need a charge down to save it.
Gibson! They're just outside the 20 now. They can go for it now if they want to. Dennis gives it to Talapau. It's Joyce now. Joyce stays close to the posts. Who's in behind?
Cross again. Cross is there.
Back there.
Talapau goes himself. Down the right-hand side. Pass up the watch. Cut down. Power. Try. They're going to go to the net to try.
He's in a double movement.
No, he was free. He was broken. We're going to go to the video, but I think you'll find this is a try. Well, they all race for the man across. Talapo spotted it, goes himself, gets to the line, fires it up there to Chad Lodge, and the ankle was still there. Did he have a hold of him?
Kyle Lodge, the man who scored the try in extra time last week, has he done it again?
He had a hold, but can you break free of that? He was down. I tell you what, this could be a no try. The only time he broke free was when he lurched forward. Let's have a look. If you've got a hand on him.
I think he broke, David. I think he was clear of the tackle.
And he wrapped his arm around his ankle again while he was still on the ground.
You've got to have control of him, mate.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
Here comes a huge call from the video referee.
It's going to be a try.
There's the grand final, surely, the Souths Logan. In the 79th minute of the game.
Wild celebrations for the Magpies. They've waited a long time. 1985, the last time the Magpies won. They were underdogs that day. Wayne Bennett was the coach. They beat the star-studded Winner Manly side. Talapo, what a game he's had. Pies it up there to Kyle Lodge. Terrific effort to bring him down by O'Sullivan. Sweeney there to try and stop him. Paul Branley. He gets the old bear hug, and there's Jim McClellan on the left-hand side. He's the one they should be cheering around, Jim McClellan, the president. What a fantastic performance. What a fantastic game of rugby league.
Well, what an incredible game of rugby league. The crowd are on the field. Souths Logan fans have streamed onto the field as the kick being lined up by Josh White.
They don't need it, of course.
And White is added the extras. The icing's on the cake. But Souths Logan have won the 2008 Grand Final, the Magpies. They led 18-0 at half-time. All of a sudden it was 18-all by the 60th minute as Ipswich came back. But in the very last minute of the game, Kyle Lodge has stolen the try that has won the Magpies their first Grand Final since 1985 and their first in the Queensland Cup, certainly. Disappointment, huge disappointment for the Ipswich Jets to have fought back to level the scores, and Josh Lewis had repeated shots at field goal, 2 or 3 shots at field goal which missed, and Brad Cross was lining up for a field goal attempt for the Magpies, but instead Albert Talapo and Kyle Lodge have stolen away from the dummy half position, and Lodge, on the video referee decision, has scored the winning try of the Grand Final. What an incredible finish. 24-18 the final score. One more look. The defenders were looking at Cross. Talapo's raced down the blind side. Malone went in to make the tackle. There was space out there, and Kyle Lodge, he's the man of the moment for the second time for the Magpies. Twice in 2 weeks he's won crunch games for the Magpies. This time it means a premiership win, a Queensland Cup win for Souths Logan. Oh, thanks all round for the Magpie supporters who've streamed onto the ground. They were outnumbered by the green of the Ipswich supporters, but now all you can see is the dark blue colours of Souths Logan with a little bit of green from the Canberra connection. Very disappointing for Exton and all of the Ipswich players who fought their way back into the grand final. But in the very last minute of the game, they've pulled it out of the fire. We didn't have to go to extra time after all. And in a dramatic finish, an incredible finish, the Magpies, they have stolen the grand final out from underneath Ipswich. Ipswich playing at home in front of their fans, but Souths Logan Magpies, it's the last minute of the game that counts. Who's in front? And they are. Albie Talabo there celebrating as we go down to David Wright.
And I have with me one of the happiest men in Ipswich at the moment, Jimmy McClellan, president of South. Jim, how's it feel, pal? It's been a long time between...
the happiest man in Ipswich, Righty. I mean, we go back a long way. You were with us back in '96 at our last one, and it's been a long time coming, mate, and it's just absolutely sensational. a group of young kids who started at the start of the year. We had a lot of Raiders.
Yep.
We ended up with one Raider, and the boys still did the job. And I think it's just sensational, mate. You just don't feel this good.
Mate, it must be great for you because it's been a long time between drinks, and you've been trying to hang South in there for a long, long time, and now you're fighting back with the Souths Logan Magpies and with the Raiders.
Mate, we've been in the doldrums for a long time. We could have rolled the white flag up 5 years ago through Cavalier Corporation and the Raiders. They stuck behind us. We all stuck strong. We just keep digging deep, and today's the end result.
Mate, underdogs as well you went in. You led 18-0 at half-time. What was the feeling then?
I think at half-time, Paul just said what coaches always say, just complete your sets. Go out there, it's a new game, new half, and let's just get in an arm wrestle with them and win the game. So,
Did you think it'd take the last 30 seconds to win it though, mate?
Mate, I tell you what, last week and this week, I'm 52. I think I'm in a heart attack territory, righty.
Now tell me your wife Barb's got a 50th birthday today, mate, is that right?
50 today, mate, and she's going to hang the boots up, so we might be able to pull her out of the mothballs again next year. We'll see how we go.
Mate, I know you had a big reunion this year for your 100-year reunion, and I know there's a lot of passion spoken there, the likes of Greg Vivers and Bruce Astle. They'd be feeling pretty good today as well.
I think Greg's watching on TV, couldn't get here, but I know Bruce and Greg and all the boys will just be so happy, takes us back to 85, the last time we won it. So. All
right, mate, fantastic work. I know no one's worked harder than you, Jim. Well done, pal.
Thanks very much, Roddy, and thanks to the ABC for their coverage all year.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all the best. Have a great time, pal. Have a great
2008 Queensland Wizard Cup going to the way of the Souths Logan Magpies in dramatic circumstances. Joining me now on stage for the presentation, we've got the chairman of the Queensland Rugby League, John McDonald, Karen Bradding from Wizard Home Loans, and special guest Duncan Hall Jr., who in a moment will present the Duncan Hall Medal for Man of the Match in the Grand Final. But without further ado, here's the QRL chairman, John McDonald.
Thanks very much, Peter. I'd like to acknowledge some of our special guests here today. Obviously, everyone's special to be part of the Wizard Cup Grand Final, the Queensland Cup for 2008. But beside me here we have His Worship the Mayor of Ipswich, Paul Pasali. Welcome, Paul, and thanks very much for your help that you've given us in staging this game here. It's been a terrific atmosphere, and we do appreciate the effort that's been put in there. I also have Wayne Wendt, who is representing the Minister for Sport here today, and we say welcome to Wayne. We also have Shane Newman, who's a federal member for Blair, Rachel Nolan, who's the state member for Ipswich, and of course Pam Parker, the Mayor of Logan, who would be delighted with the outcome. Karen Bradding from Wizard Home Loans will be here making the presentation, and we're delighted that Wizard have been part of this organisation and part of the great season that we've had in 2008. Duncan Hall is also here, former great rugby union player, but he's representing his father here today, and the presentation of the Duncan Hall medal will be made by him very shortly. I'd like to congratulate the winning team, the coach and the captain on a fine performance. You can't get much closer than that with it 18 all just before full time, and then to have it go down to 24-18 was just an outstanding effort. But Ipswich Jets, congratulations to the coach and the captain on a magnificent season. On the day there was nothing in it, and you must be very proud of your achievements in 2008. I extend a great thank you to all those who have assisted in the promotion of this game here. We have had a great season, and we look forward to 2009 being as successful. But to the captain and the winning team, congratulations once again. I do thank the referees, and I thank Gaslamone 4X for their involvement with our great game.
Got to do the medal.
And now it's my very great pleasure to introduce to you Duncan Hall, who's going to make the presentation for the Duncan Hall Medal for 2008. That's the player of the Queensland Wizard Cup for 2008. I'd just like to let everyone know that self-regulation is the name of the game when it comes to after-the-match celebration, so I don't want to see people reading about them in the paper tomorrow. But I do thank ABC TV for their coverage of our great game, and the presenters have done a magnificent job, and to Greg Elliott and the team, thanks very much. Duncan Hall medal for 2008 is Albie Talapau. I invite Albie to come forward and receive the medal from Duncan Hall Jr.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. So if we could have the halfback of the Souths Logan Magpies, Albie Talapau, to come to the stage. Here he comes. He had a great game this afternoon, about to accept the medal of Duncan Hall Jr. LB, we can't let you go, mate, without having a word. Fantastic performance, especially in the first half.
Yeah, the boys went well in the first half. Good credit for Ipswich for coming back in the second half. So it was a good game, so I hope you enjoyed it.
So many injuries throughout the whole club, and this has been a courageous run through the finals.
Yeah, the boys went really well. So, I'd just like to thank Brams and the coaching staff. But first of all, I'd just like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for giving me the opportunity to play some good footy. So, thank you.
Thanks very much to Albie Talapau, who this afternoon has won the Duncan Hall Junior medal, and he's doing a bit of a dance up on stage as well.
Today's Q Plus broadcast is proudly presented by Super Cheap Auto. Everything auto and much, much more. Father's Day catalogue out now.